I, as well as you, can benefit from these types of conversations so we don't feel so left out in a world where we've been left out of. Peace to you. What's going on, all you beautiful people out there? And welcome to another episode of Messages from Above. Have you been feeling kind of left out? Or like you don't fit in? Or you just are trying to figure out who you are? If you have, stay tuned throughout this video. I think this will be of great benefit to you. And if not, this could probably help you feel less left out. Alrighty. So throughout this video, I'm just going to be reflecting on my own experiences, my own journey, and how I see life. So take whatever resonates and leave behind whatever doesn't. So when you're on a self journey, or you may call it spiritual awakening, you will start to seek your own truths. Truths that may have been hidden from you, from yourself. Maybe because you tried to fit in, you wanted to fit in. And so you just kind of hid away or covered up deep parts of who you are so that you can act like this group of people or fit in with this group of people so you could not feel like you're too different. You know, and we do this growing up. As kids, we want to fit in and hang out with certain people and not be weird. So we kind of leave out some parts of ourselves. But throughout that, we may cover up who we are so much that we forget who we are. But that's beautiful because it shows us just how much we can manipulate who we are so that we can fit in or so that we can accomplish certain things in life. But now we're here, and now we are getting back to who we are because covering up those parts of ourselves held a purpose, great purposes. But I'm sure if you are here, we are ready to unlock those parts of who we are and become more bound into our genuineness, into our individuality. So also throughout the spiritual journey, or self-journey, you'll start to not worry so much about how your truths compare to other people's truths, or how your truths fit in with other people's truths. You will start to become a true individual. And you know, it's almost like we've been led to believe that truth means how many people can believe in this, how many people can see it, hear it, feel it, touch it, and measure it. If so many people can see it, hear it, feel it, touch it, and measure it, then that puts more truth to it. But really, that leads to a lot of doubt. It creates a lot of doubt within us because we are individuals who are very diverse and unique. Once we start to believe our truth has to be validated by other people, by the outside world, we start to lose ourselves. We start to look out and see if other people are validating us, if other people are appreciating what we are saying and what we are believing, if other people also believe and are on track with how we believe and how we think. And if they aren't, then we're like, oh, this must not be me, this must not be right. Since my mother or my friends or these people don't understand me, then I guess I must be going on the wrong path. And that is very destructive. Even the little things, like, what is the sky? What does a tree do here on this earth? What is in the air? What is our skin? What is sound, and how does it affect the molecules in the air and in my body once I reverberate a noise from my vocal cords? These things are so impactful in our life. They affect everything in our life. How we perceive of things, what a tree is, what the air is, what a person is, what an animal is, what the value of certain things on this earth is. And whenever you feel like your perception or your truth or your definitions have to align with somebody else's, whether it's a scientist, a scholar, a religious person, your pastor, your mother. If you feel like what you deeply believe has to be true for everyone else as well in order for it to be a valid truth, you are deeply not trusting in yourself and not allowing yourself to become your full, authentic self. If we can redefine what truth is for ourselves, what the meaning of truth, what makes the truth, if we can redefine that, we will allow ourselves to be more at peace, not having to argue with others, not having to validate anything for others, not having to live up to somebody else's standards. Make sure that whenever you feel like something is true for yourself, the first thing you do is not go ask somebody on the outside world, is this okay? Is this right? Should I be doing this? First, ask yourself. Put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and feel the feeling of what that truth, what that meaning, or whatever you may be thinking of, what does that make you feel inside? Does it make you happy whenever you think of that new way of believing? Or whatever your truth may be? Does it make you happy? Does it make your heart sing? Or does it make you feel sunk? Does it make you feel doubtful? Or does it make you feel fearful whenever you think of that new truth or that thought that's coming in your head? Ask yourself first, because there's a lot of people who don't even know themselves, and they're following along with what other people have said to be true instead of their own individual voice. So their opinion of what you should think is true is not all that important and may actually lead you outside of yourself. It's funny because it's almost like when you're too much of an individual, you get labeled crazy. The outside world's like, you're not following my standards and what I feel should be right and what this person and what this scientist or what this doctor or what this religious say or what this government worker said or what the FDA said. You're not following this, so you're stupid. You think that you're above things and you just don't know anything. It's like whenever you become a skeptic of what is true and finding out more of what can make you happy, people or the outside world likes to criticize you for that. Maybe because they can't find happiness within themselves or they can't find any answers for themselves. So how could you find answers? I don't think you're right because I couldn't find the answer. You shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't be such an individual. You're too much of an outcast. We don't want you here. But you know what? Don't think of those people as ignorant or wrong as they may feel you are, because you're just feeding into that energy and creating that reality. It may just be. Right now we are living in a world where there's so many people who are programmed and manipulated that don't know their own truth or what their true foundation is. And these people who may not agree with you are actually a mirror of ourselves. A mirror of the type of energy that's in this world right now. And our higher self is asking us, how deep can you go? And how much faith do you actually have in yourself to continue to follow your inner voice despite the amount of rejection and difference there is? How much can you take it? How far will you go? Will you continue to follow your own truth and the beliefs that you want to create for yourself to have a happy, peaceful life, despite all these other people that are gonna ridicule you and make you feel less than and make you feel like you are wrong? How far will you go? Maybe even your own parents or best friends or the people you are very close to and comfortable with start to say, who are you? Or you're not yourself, or what are you? You're talking nonsense. I don't understand anything you're saying. This is all baloney. But we should not look at this as I am wrong or they are wrong or anything bad, because that is just continuing the cycle. That's just re-inviting that energy into your life. And we want to break the cycle. We want to move past this. So don't look at the situation as wrong or bad. This is just an opportunity, a challenge for you to start to come into more of who you are. This will cause us to dig deeper inside who we are, maybe even letting go of things and people that once gave us comfort, so we can venture out and explore more of who we are as an individual. If we can look at these situations as happening for us, as a benefit, as an opportunity to move further in life and become more of who we are, instead of sitting there and arguing or defending ourselves or being upset with them or ourselves, we can move beyond this point and stop this cycle. We have to have these certain situations to come into our life and make us reevaluate who we are, reevaluate the people we're around and see, okay, is me being around this person or continuing to believe in the same thing they're believing, or depending on them to validate our beliefs, is this causing me to not grow? Is this causing me to be stagnant in who I am? We need these situations to come about, and not to entertain them in a way where we are arguing and trying to defend because we just stay where we are at. Instead, know that whatever truth you feel inside of yourself in that moment is true, and go with it. It may not be true forever, but the more you trust your intuition, you trust yourself, the more you will be led along a path to yourself. The more you trust in somebody else's belief and what somebody else is say and what somebody else think is true, the more you want somebody to validate what your truth is, the more you allow yourself to go down their path, and you go outside of yourself and lose yourself. Now, this may be a bit challenging, and it may not be for everybody, because whenever you start to realize that you are not fitting in with the people you once were, you're not getting along, or you're not seeing eye to eye with your loved ones that you once did, or people you really, really enjoy being around, you may want to keep that attachment. And instead of you following yourself, you value more your relationship with someone else than your relationship with yourself. And it's okay, because we all do not have to go along this journey to deep knowing and all of this deep stuff, if you will. You know, we're not all supposed to go be doctors. We're not all supposed to go be lawyers. We're not all supposed to go and be astronauts. So it's okay if you may feel like this is too much for you. But for those of you who are seeking this, I'm just giving you this information so you don't feel so left out. There are people out here that are also along this type of journey, this type of path. And I, as well as you, can benefit from these types of conversations so we don't feel so left out in a world where we've been left out of. So I really, really hope this video has given you some type of encouragement or hope or just good vibes, because we really, really need this, especially if you're just starting out on your spiritual journey, if you want to call it that, or just journey to yourself, journey within. Because during the first initiation of that journey, at least for me, it was very challenging to let go of certain people and ways of doing things and habits and activities that I used to be in that I really loved, whether watching certain movies or being around certain people. It was really challenging because I had to relearn who I was and figure out where my life was going to go. So I really hope this video has helped you in any way. And if there's anything else that we can talk about that you want me to talk about or want me to mention, please write it down in the comments. I want to be of value to as many people as I can. And I feel the best way I can do that is for me to be authentic and share these things with you, the way I may think about things, certain thoughts that may come into my mind, and just whatever else you may have for me, whatever else you may request from me. So much, much love to every single one of you. And may you and all your loved ones and everyone in the world have a beautiful, amazing, uplifting, terrific, blissful, peaceful night. Peace.